Welcome to Heath Riles BBQ. Today on Shooting the Q, we're going to be doing my version of a barbecue carnita taco. I'm going to take these CT butts from Cheshire pork. It's basically cut off behind the blade bone. They're 3.5 to 4 pounds. It's basically the money muscle end of the butt. You can buy them at buypork.com, which are great. They're going to work great for this recipe that we're going to do. I'm going to get these opened up and dried off, and we'll be right back. Alright, now that we've got our CT butts out of the pack, you can see what they look like. So if you don't have these available to you, you can always use a Boston butt, and all we're doing is cubing it up, basically like burn ends. You can buy a bone in and bone it out, or a boneless, or whatever you choose. We're going to get these cubed up and see how they go. You can see as we start slicing these right here, you just want to go ahead and get them down. They're nice and marbled up. Any thick pockets of fat on the end, on the money muscle end, you might want to trim off. Like this right here. You might want to go ahead, once you get that done, and trim some of that off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and trim some of it off. I'm going to get all these cubed up and get them arranged on my sheet to season. While I was cubing my pork up, I went ahead and I fired my Traeger grill up. My Timberline 850 to 300 degrees. I loaded it down with oak pellets. It's setting at 301 right now. So the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and get this pork seasoned. Now I want to use a little bit of olive oil on this pork, just a little bit as a binder. I'm just going to squirt just a little bit on it. And I'm going to toss it around once I season it. Now my version of carnita tacos is going to be a little bit different. I'm doing a barbecue version. I'm going to use some of my garlic jalapeno rub. Of course we want that jalapeno for that pop. This is salt, pepper, garlic, onion, with of course a little bit of jalapeno powder. And I'm going to use my honey chipotle for a barbecue flavor, because guess what? It's got that honey taste, it's got that chipotle taste to bring in some of the Mexican flavors. So we want to get it seasoned up. Now I'm going to get this tossed around and seasoned again. We're to be all real good and seasoned. Now I'm going to spread this back out and put some more seasoning on it. Alright, now that we've got our pork butt cubed up and we've got it seasoned with our garlic jalapeno and our honey chipotle rub, we went ahead and we got it on a cooling rack here. Now you can get these cooling racks at Walmart. They're basically nothing but a cooling sheet or a cookie baking sheet. I mean, they sell them in all the stores. Restaurant Supplies is where mine come from. Once I get them on here, I want to go ahead and get them on the Traeger. Like I said, I have it running at 300 degrees. I've got oak pellets in it, and I'm going to get a nice smoke flavor on there. Now, as far as time goes, every grill cooks different. You can cook it on anything you want. I'm going to cook mine for about 2.5 hours. I'm going to start looking at it at 2 hours. It may need to go 2.5, it may need to go 3 before I wrap it up to braise them and get them tender. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get them on the grill. Now, I had a few extra of these left over. I went ahead and I just put them on the grill to the side over here that wouldn't fit on the rack. Alright, as you can see, I just placed them on the grill here, and we're going to let them go for, like I said, about 2 hours and start checking them. And maybe they may need to go about 2.5 before we wrap them up, or even 3. We won't know till the bark's good and set. Alright, so just stay tuned. Our pork butt cubes have been on about 1.5 hours now. I come out and checked them just to be safe. The rub is stuck to them really well because we cubed them up kind of smaller than I normally would, just because we're at home working today and we want to have it for lunch, honestly. It's time now to get these pork cubes on a bed of onions and bell peppers that we've made. Now I'm sliced up 2 onions kind of thin and 1 bell pepper. I just happen to have some left over in different colors, so I'll put about 1/4 pepper of each in there just for color. I'm going to get it wrapped up with some chicken stock and some of my tangy vinegar sauce to braise in. You want to send them on a pit? Come on up. Okay. Now you can see what they look like on the grill here as I toss them up. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start getting them in my pan of onions here. They got a beautiful color on them from the honey chipotle rub and the garlic jalapeno. Alright, now that we've got our cubed deliciousness of pork in the pan here, I'm going to go ahead and get a little more honey chipotle rub on it. Just for a little more flavor. And go ahead and put a little more of the garlic jalapeno rub in. A little bit of heat. I'll pour some chicken broth in to get it braising, 1 cup. Some braising liquid. And I've got about 1/4 bottle left of my vinegar sauce. I'm going to go ahead and get it poured over, just for a little bit more of the barbecue flavor. Now, I'm going to get this tossed around We're gonna get it back on the grill and we're gonna check it in about an hour and see how tender we are. Now we wanna go ahead, and once we got our pan wrapped and our liquids in there, we're gonna go ahead and get it back on the Traeger. All right, now our pork cubes have been on the grill for about 2.5 hours. I've checked them. They're tender. You can keep braising them for 3 if you want. I'm gonna kind of rough chop mine a little bit. You can actually get them tender to shred. And ours, a lot of them are like that, maybe some of the bigger chunks to chop. But I wanna go ahead because we're hungry. I'm gonna go ahead and show you these on the grill. Oh, they look amazing. I wish you could smell that. Those flavors from that garlic jalapeno and that vinegar sauce and everything smell phenomenal. Let's get them off, get some on the cutting board, and let's build some tacos. All right, now that I've got some meat on the cutting board here, I've kind of rough chopped it. You can see everything comes apart just fine. I'm just kind of rough chopping it because it's still a little hot. We've only let it rest for about 10 minutes because we're ready to build some tacos. So I'm gonna get everything ready. I'm gonna pan this up here where it'll be a lot easier to handle. All right, now that we've got our meat rough chopped, I've gone ahead and I've chopped some onions. I've got some pico de gallo. I've got some guacamole. I've got some cilantro, some limes, and some cojito cheese. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna build us some tacos. Now, I've took and went ahead and heated some corn tortilla shells up. I wanna get a few out. Now, I always double up on my corn tortillas. So, the first thing that we wanna do, once we get our shells from stop rolling, we wanna go ahead and we wanna put that good chopped barbecue meat that we've done in here that we braised. All right, now that we've got our barbecue meat in our tacos, we want to go ahead and we want to get whatever toppings you like. I like a variety of a little bit of everything, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of guacamole in there. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put a little bit of pico in there. Just with the tomatoes and the lime and jalapeno. And then I'm going to come back. I actually like a little bit more onion in mine. I'm going to put a little more onion on there. Then I'm going to come back with a little cojito cheese. Alright, then I'm going to come back with a little cilantro. I love the way cilantro makes tacos taste. Love the way. And then we're going to come back with a little bit of fresh lime on that. And then I did not make any homemade sauce, but I love this one right here I picked up at my local grocery store here. It's a really good red taco sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and squirt a little bit of it on there, just give it a little flavor. I'm actually out of Valentino's here at home, or I'm a huge Valentino's fan. Now, before we bust into these tacos, I wanna go ahead and recap everything that we've done. We cubed up some pork butt. We seasoned it with our garlic jalapeno rub and a little bit of our honey chipotle rub. We put it on the grill at 300 degrees with oak pellets on the Traeger. We let it cook for about an hour and a half before we wrapped it up on a bed of sliced onions and bell peppers, and we come back with some chicken stock and some tangy vinegar barbecue sauce. We wrapped it up and we braised it for over 2 hours to get it tender. And remember, your braising time is going to be in between 2 and 3, maybe even 3.5 hours if you use big chunks of meat. I cut mine down really small. I basically made a great taco ball here with guacamole, pico de gallo, more onions, cojito cheese, lime, cilantro. I rough chopped the meat and we built some amazing tacos. Now there's only one thing left to do, and that is to try this. And oh, I can't wait. Now that I've got that taco picked up, the flavor is incredible. Remember, if you like what we're doing, subscribe and like our channel, share it with your friends. We're going to keep trying to put out recipes weekly, and hope you like what we're doing. Thanks.